Episode 5. Let's be frank. Let's go ahead and get into it. We are rolling. This game was a hit right here. Cards Against Humanity. We're not really strangers. Couples edition. We played it last game, and we also played it all throughout the entire day yesterday for Valentine's Day.
And I posted on my story, and so many people were asking for the link, and I never sent it to them. But
well,
I'll get to it.
We'll add the link to this one.
Yeah. It's not sponsored. We just really like the game.
We're gonna pull out one of these cards later today. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music, please make sure that you rate the episode. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel.
I'm yawning.
Why are you yawning? We're starting this.
It's just because we just ate lunch, so I've got those
right.
post-lunch lumps.
You like those shrimp po' boys that I made?
Yeah.
Good, right?
Yeah.
You usually don't eat shrimp.
I don't like shrimp, but I like this one.
You like it now?
I like it because the shrimps were little. They weren't like jumbo shrimps.
You like little shrimp?
Yeah. Little tiny baby shrimp.
You're weird because you don't like shrimp and you don't like eggs, but when I cook it, you like shrimp and you like eggs.
Yeah, because you're my husband.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me how freaking amazing was our day yesterday?
Yeah, we had the best Valentine's Day.
The best. And that says a lot because, well, that's actually not really that high of a standard because we've had some pretty shitty Valentine's Days.
Yeah, but I think it's because we didn't plan anything. We just woke up on Valentine's Day and we were just like, what should we do? And we ended up doing a lot of fun things.
We didn't know what we were going to do until we actually started doing it. Because we were like, all right. We sat in bed for like an hour.
Yeah.
We were like, what do you want to do? We started like looking at Yelp and TikTok and Instagram.
And everything was like,
and you know
restaurants.
What's crazy? What? While I was looking at like romantic or therapeutic or like fun things to do as a couple, like 80% of the things on that list, we already do like every single day.
I know.
Like cook at home.
Couples massages.
Try a new massage.
No, we don't do that.
Get a couples massage. You know, look at the stars. Go on a day trip.
Yeah, that's true.
Travel.
We usually do that like always. That's like our job anyway. So.
Yeah. So we wanted to do something that was affordable. You know, we're on a budget, saving for a house. That's the goal. And yeah, we're like, we don't want to spend money. We don't want to go into Miami. That's a lot of traffic. That's parking. That's a lot of energy. Like, let's just have a chill, relaxing day. So we went to the gym. Then we came home, went to the pool. Whipped out this little guy.
Yeah, and then we went to Target and bought some like cool...
No, okay, so actually... What? Actually, yeah, I'm gonna get it because I know what you're gonna say. But while we were playing this, one of the prompts said to draw your partner, like for each other to draw each other.
And I was like,
compare.
nah, because I can't draw.
We're at the pool. We're not gonna whip out a notepad and pencil. So we're like, you know what would be a good idea? Let's go home. Because we also received our wedding gallery yesterday from
Laura.
Love
Palacios, you, Laura.
Greatest photographer in the game.
Anyway.
And we got our wedding photos and we're like, you know what would be a good idea? Why don't we draw one of our wedding photos? So that's what we did.
It turned out really poorly. Like it's so funny because we're both like super competitive people and we were like, oh, let's set up this art station. Painting night so we can like kind of laugh and talk together. We didn't talk the whole day. We were just like
30 minutes into the date, I'm like focusing on the painting, trying to get the lines right, and I look up and I'm like, I didn't talk for like half an hour.
We were both trying to like get the lines and get the painting properly that we literally just like completely ignored each other.
I know.
But once we acknowledged it, then we were like, okay, let's just talk a little bit more. But we were so competitive in trying to like make sure it's perfect that we forgot that like the point of it was to just hand and enjoy the date.
Yeah. Nina's painting ended up being a little
abstract.
But it was cute. I like that. I like the effort that you put into it.
Yeah.
And then you made the most bomb pasta.
Okay, that I take full credit for. It was so good. It was like a Cajun chorizo pasta.
With like lots of heavy cream.
And cheese, yeah.
And lots of cheese. And we're both very sensitive to both of those things.
It was a great night, let's just say the least.
So let's just say there was a choir symphony in our bedroom that night.
That's so gross.
Very romantic evening, right, baby?
Yeah.
You know what's another cool thing that happened yesterday to top off a wonderful Valentine's Day?
What?
The knot.
Oh.
The knot, which is basically, how do we explain the knot? Like, if you're not familiar with like bridal stuff, wedding
the
industry,
knot is
it's like the Yelp.
Yeah, the Yelp of
Miami.
Wedding, I guess.
I mean, the Yelp of like the wedding industry.
Yeah, I guess you could
So they're
say.
like
It's like where you put your registry, your invitations, like all.
Right,
that
it's
kind
like
of
a
thing.
platform, all-in-one platform for brides to create like your wedding website, to send out your invites, to host your registry.
Yeah, just a cool site.
Yeah,
And they
also
reposted us.
They have a spot for vendors. So I'm a vendor, I'm a wedding videographer, so I'm a vendor. So if you're like a venue, or if you're a caterer, or if you're a photographer,
They promote your services.
Yeah, you can pay to be listed on there. And actually, one of our wedding videos that I edited.
Yeah, got featured.
They featured it.
That's
and
really cool.
This morning you get a message saying that some of our vendors are not too happy because they weren't tagged. So
I don't even know. I don't think I
I.
want to get into this topic.
Well, we're getting into it, hon. I just want to know. I want to know your opinions. Like, what is the proper etiquette? Like, what is like?
I don't know.
Are you supposed to tag all your vendors in every single piece of content in perpetuity from now until we're old and have grandkids? Like,
Yeah,
we want to post our wedding video when we're 82?
Yeah, do we have to tag
Do we
them?
have to tag makeup, hair, caterers, venue,
Yeah, I don't know.
photographer, videographer, editors? Like,
I don't know.
and I'll tell you my opinion on
Okay,
that.
tell me.
If I can.
We have discussed this
First of
before.
all-
But, yeah.
First of all, I think that we're very happy, very satisfied. In fact, I would say we were even overjoyed with how everything of our wedding turned out, and we're so
Yeah.
grateful for each and every single one of those vendors. From wedding planner to videographers to photographers.
Especially videographers, Ty and Caroline. Are
The
just-
venue, which was your backyard.
Yeah, my
was
dad.
Amazing. Your dad.
My dad is like the
ultimate
OG vendor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're so grateful for each and every single one of them. So, like, I wouldn't put any of them down.
Never.
But do I think that we absolutely have to tag them on every single thing that we did? No, because for some things, like,
Yeah.
like your wedding dress,
Yeah.
we paid full price for that wedding dress. Now,
Yeah.
if it was a collab, right?
Yeah.
Then I understand. Okay, you're tagging, you're giving them
Yeah,
credit.
like if they
you're
sent
getting-
me a free like $8,000 dress, you best believe I'm tagging them up the
Of
wazoo.
course,
You
which
know,
you did,
like,
and that's your
Yeah.
job. Like, I feel like a lot of these people, they don't understand that our job as content creators is to post on Instagram. Like, we have, Instagram and TikTok. Sorry, TikTok. We have a planned posting schedule. We have aesthetics that we want to
Yeah.
go to. We have key messaging. Like, we have a strategy behind everything that we post. So for every single vendor to get tagged on every single thing that we did, or for them to require us to post a certain thing or do these things, it's not as easy as it sounds. Like, oh, tag us. Yeah, it might sound so easy, but like there's a lot
but
more
realistically,
that goes
we
into
put
it.
in so much work for those
Right,
things.
especially when we're paying full price. Like, none of these people are cheap.
Right.
Like, you
Yeah,
don't,
and
I don't go to
actually-
Publix and buy a bunch of ingredients
And then post about
and
them.
then have to tag them in
Yeah.
the pasta that we made. Like, that's just not how it works.
Yeah,
Like, we're
yeah.
paying for the final product, end of contract.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I agree.
We pay, you
And
deliver the
actually-
service, and that's it.
A lot of times when companies and brands like repost my stuff, they don't always ask for permission, and that's fine. Like they reposted my stuff, and I actually a lot of times don't find those videos, and I find them because someone else saw that video and tagged me in
Yeah.
it. And they're like, "Hey, that's you! Oh my gosh!" And I was like, "Oh my god, how cool!"
wow, cool.
And I'll repost it. In my mind, I'm not thinking like, oh shoot, like I have to tag hair and makeup, I have to tag. I'm just like, oh, awesome,
Right.
repost.
Yeah.
And the amount of time that goes into me like trying to find, and tag everybody is just it's
Right.
exhausting.
No, and I, like, at least personally, maybe like for you it's different, but for me personally, like, I don't mind tagging people. Like, if you ask me nicely, oh, would you mind tagging me? Of course, man. Like, I'm so happy with your product. Like, here you go.
Yeah.
But
no,
to
but that's the thing.
demand
So that's the
and-
thing. If you come to me and like maybe if I had done a post that like featured your stuff and they'd be like, hey, do you mind tagging me on that post? I'd be like, okay, you know, I'll consider it. Then yes, like especially if it wasn't a collab, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you know, fair. But if another company reposts my stuff and they reach out to me to ask them to be tagged, I'm like, okay, no, that's like kind of like where I draw the line, because this, like, I'm not best friends with all these companies that are reposting me,
right.
you know, like they'll be like, hey, we'd love to repost your content. I'm like, sure. I'm not going to be like, yeah, but make sure to tag 50 people when you post it, you know, like, that's like such a turn off. Once you start tagging
somebody, you know, like putting together a wedding is not a small task. There's so many people that came through. Like, we're not going to tag every single bridesmaids. We're not going to tag,
like, where does it end? You know, do we have to tag the caterers and like the people who served us, the waiters, the bartenders, like, I don't know.
No, yeah, exactly. Like, especially, like, if it's my own post, like, okay, sure, let's give credit to everybody. Like, hey, you know, thank you to everybody that put it together like, in one post that lives on my page.
Yes, I have done that, and it does live on my highlights.
Exactly.
So, like, you can go in my highlights and find my photographer,
let me
videographer.
Buy this, you know, let me get the caterers that they got.
Mm-hmm.
Or let me go with the wedding planner that she did.
It is very clearly linked in my highlights.
Right.
Like,
it's easy to find, but to go and have to post it on every single post, no.
It's a lot.
I don't think that's proper etiquette. That's just my opinion. And apparently some of our vendors were upset, so
we're sorry if we upset you.
Yeah, no, this is not like putting anybody down, because we're so happy with all of our vendors, every single one of them.
Like, the amount of money that we paid for everything, you guys, like, they came through and like they did a great job.
It.
But that's like the end of the contract, you know.
You know, and that's not in a rude way or anything. That's out of all the respect that I have.
For sure.
But you know, like, I don't think that's proper etiquette. And maybe I'm wrong. If you guys are in the wedding industry and you know, I'm relatively new to this.
And we don't submit, like, I know some sites like Carrots and Cake, and you can actually submit your wedding. And I have looked into that. And when you do submit your wedding, you do have to list all your vendors.
Like, if it's a feature, like, check out this wedding.
Right. Like, you do have to list all your vendors. But I have never once, like, signed up to fill out those forms. Like, it's just too much time for me. So, like, when they repost it, I'm just like, yeah, repost it, you know? Like, I don't go through that hassle. Like, it's a lot of time consuming for me, and I have other things to do, you know?
Right. Yeah, but I agree.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I have here, is staying friends with your ex toxic? Or whether or not taking
we just, like, jumped from wedding to exes, like, really quick.
Well, yeah, because you had somebody reach out to you yesterday.
Oh, one of my good friends, but I'm not going to share who.
Yeah.
But,
so she reached out and she said she was in a bit of a
situation
funk in her relationship at the moment, and she asked whether you and me ever took any breaks.
Yes, the answer is a million. No, we took a lot of breaks, and I think the main defining break was over COVID, like 2020. That was,
we didn't talk for like
7-8 months. Like, we actually didn't talk or have any communication. We would see
each other at the gym because we still go to the same gym and everything.
Yeah, we barely talked.
I would, like, see you from across the weight room and, like, pretend like I don't see you, and, like,
I know, it was really weird.
I'm, like, looking through the mirror that's facing another mirror that's, like, bouncing off
like
somebody's Instagram that's open on their stories, like, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And it was a very awkward time.
Yeah, it was a weird time.
But
what was the question? Do you recommend staying friends with your ex? So the question
is whether or not, I think it's a twofold question, because whether or not breaks are okay.
Yeah.
I think breaks are okay if that's what it is. Like, if you clearly defining that it's a break, because what is a break?
No,
a break
but that's
is like,
messy, but that's
for example,
messy.
When we were dating, we had a situation where I said, babe, I'm unsure about this. Like, you know, you did something and I'm not going to say what it was. That's got to be private. But you did something that really upset me.
But we weren't together.
And for a second, we were engaged. We were engaged at the time. And for a second, you did something that, you know, it honestly made me question whether or not we're going to go through with this wedding or not. And I told you, I need a break.
Yeah.
And I was very clear that this does not mean that I'm going to go and start hooking up with random girls, or I'm going to go and like...
No, this wasn't during our engagement.
This was during our engagement, 1,000%. And we took a break, 2-3 days. Like, you texted me every single day saying, can I come over? And in fact, you did come over, and, like, you kind of forced me to sit down and we talked it over. And
because you were just being unreasonable.
Yeah, why don't you validate my feelings? at the moment I was hurt.
That's
and I was
not the
doubting our
question.
relationship.
The question is...
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, in that situation, the break was warranted, and, you know, me being apart for 2 or 3 months, I realized
2 to 3 days is a break. Like, I think that's just like...
But that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, we only needed 2 or 3 breaks because I'm a very wise man, and I clearly saw that you were very repented on what you did. And I clearly saw that you are the one for me, and I don't want to risk losing it. So we made it work, and you switched it up, and you got right back into it like right away, and you know you improved instantly. So that improved our relationship. But in other situations, like when we were dating, we would break up a lot, and we would still like be friends, and we still maintain a professional relationship. Like we did photo shoots together, we traveled together. I think we maintained a
professional relationship pretty well.
But it was toxic.
Yeah, but it wasn't like we didn't have drama. I don't think. Like we were pretty professional.
I would say we had some drama.
Maybe. I don't know.
We definitely had some drama.
Am I the drama? No, but I think staying friends with an ex is okay until you have like moved on with somebody else. Then I think like out of respect, like I don't think you should be talking to the ex or like being friends with your ex if you have a new partner.
Okay, I don't think that really makes sense though, because if you're gonna stay friends with them, and when I say friends, I mean like just friends. Like you've broken up, it's official, you're broken up, we're just friends. Whether you get a new girlfriend or not, like that should be irrelevant because you're just friends. So, what? Like I feel like it's a little bit.
I don't know.
A little bit. What's the word?
Hypocritical. Yeah.
It's a little bit hypocritical if you're gonna say like, oh, we can only be friends so long as you don't have another girlfriend.
Yeah,
because
that's
then
true.
It's not
that's
really
like
just
then
friends.
You put limits. Yeah.
So now you're just being toxic.
Yeah.
You're staying in the relationship.
We know so much
you're
about.
You're still dating and you're still going out and you're still hooking up with other people. So I don't know. I don't think that.
Well, the answer is that like we know. We used to be toxic, and we even to this day like we know so many people like around us that are like go through to a lot of toxicity, and it's cool that we can like kind of pinpoint that now and be like, ooh, babe, like we discuss that amongst ourselves and be like, that's toxic or like that's toxic. Like we shouldn't be like
everywhere.
And we kind of pull it out of each other too, you know, like sometimes actually we don't do things that are toxic anymore.
No.
I don't think.
We're healthy.
Yeah, we're good.
Like broccoli.
No, but where are we going with this?
Okay, I'm just gonna give my conclusion of this question of whether or not being in a relationship or being friends with an ex is toxic or not.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes, from personal experience.
Yeah.
We did it a lot and we got hurt a lot doing it.
Yeah.
But, and here's a big but, we were very sure of our relationship.
You're interrupting our podcast.
We're shooting. Is everything okay? Sorry. I hate when people do that. Now I lost my train of thought. No. We were, I guess, you can call it destiny. Mm-hmm. Because we ultimately were meant to be, and me getting into
because we're literally the best
part of the Christian side of me. I believe that God did create us to be with each other. So during this time that we were together, it was because of immaturity of our own parts, mainly me, I'll admit it. Mm-hmm. But we were able to survive that toxicity just because I feel like we were ultimately, and we knew deep down, even though we didn't know it at the time, mm-hmm. but deep down we were always supposed to be with each other.
That's true.
So we survived that. So to answer the question,
yes, it's toxic.
Is it toxic? 1,000%. The healthy way is not to take breaks, not to break up and stay
not necessarily.
Friends.
Like you can take healthy breaks, like if it's like warranted.
Right, but breaks with a purpose.
Right,
like I need to think this over, and that means you're not hooking up with other people.
Yeah, like you have to define what that break means.
Exactly, it means we're gonna take time.
Yeah,
we're not gonna be going out. We're not gonna be on Instagram. We're not gonna be like distracted. we're taking time to seriously think about our relationship. And then after that time, you should come back together and come up with a conclusion.
Yeah. There's also something that I did want to talk about, and we kind of wrote it down to talk about as well. Something that's been like, it's not an issue with us, but it's an issue with so many people, especially now with social media. And it is how we feel about going through each other's phones and like liking other people's photos on Instagram from like a different gender.
Yeah.
And I have a lot to say about this topic, actually.
Okay, I'll let you go in because I have a story.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want me to start, or do you want to share the story?
I want to hear what you have to say.
As far as like you liking girls' pictures on Instagram, like, I don't know. I just don't have a problem with it. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Maybe like if you had an ex.
What about if it's like...
Wait. Like if you had an ex-girlfriend, like, okay, I think it'd be a little bit weird that you were liking her pictures on Instagram. And it's not that I would be like, I would never tell you can't like someone's photo on Instagram. Like, that's just controlling and manipulative and like toxic.
Yeah. Let me just say, in a relationship, you should never say you can or you can't.
Yeah. Like,
you gotta say, and this is like, I'm not a therapist, but I've never been to a therapist really, but you hear this all over the internet. Like,
you can't say
you never say ultimatums like you never do this, you never do that, you always do this, you always do that. Like, you should never communicate to within your relationship that way.
That was slightly off topic, but yes,
your face
I agree.
is off topic.
Okay, but no, I think for me personally, I have a lot of like guy friends. Like, I think I have more guy friends than I do have girlfriends. Like, not necessarily guy friends.
You only had one friend.
Girlfriends. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't hang out with the guys, but I'm saying, like, you know, like all your boys, and like I've been friends with them since high school too. Like, I think if the roles were reversed, like, I like all of their pictures, and I don't think that, like, it doesn't mean anything. You know, like, I think
where it gets a little shady?
From a girl's perspective, like, where a girl's coming from is like, oh, if a guy likes your picture, it means that like he likes what he sees and that he's into it.
Right. You
but
clearly like it.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, I'm just for like boosting people up. Like, wait, really quick. Like, if the roles were reversed, if a guy that I knew was in a relationship liked my picture, which I don't even pay attention to anyway, I'm not like, oh my God, he has a girlfriend. Can you believe he's liking my pictures? I'm like, that, like, I don't know. It doesn't bother me at all.
Let me paint you this scenario. Okay. Because this is where I see a lot of the conflicts often start with relationships. Okay. Let's say during the time that we were broken up. Okay. I met a girl at the pub, Pembroke Gardens, which is like our local bar around here. Yeah. We never hooked up, you know. I went up to her at the bar.
This is not something that happened. Is this a fake scenario?
No, yeah, it's a fake.
Because we're getting really specific with locations.
Totally hypothetical. I go up to a girl. She's blonde. She's wearing a green shirt, blue jeans, short jean shorts.
Okay, get to the point.
She went to West Broward.
Oh my gosh, this is very specific. Okay.
And I get her Instagram. Mm-hmm. We DM for a little bit. We get back together. 2 weeks later, never talk to her again. Yeah. You know, you ask me, hey, who's this girl you followed on Instagram? Because the girl always lurks.
First of all, like, I wouldn't even be asking that. Like, I don't think since we got back together I've ever been like, I've never gone through. Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I wouldn't do that, but yeah.
I know the girl is going to, because girls are professional FBI agents nowadays. Okay. The girl is going to go look at the recent people you followed during the 2 weeks that we were broken up. They're going to say, who's this, and this, and this. And
some girls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The crazy ones. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So even in that situation, you would be okay with me liking that.
Wait, if you said that like nothing happened?
Nothing happened.
Then
I got her number. I thought she was hot. If we didn't get back together, it probably would have led to something. But it didn't. But I'm still liking her photos. You wouldn't have a problem?
I don't know. Because, like, to be fair, I would have no clue. Because I don't go through your followers. I wouldn't check. Like, I wouldn't know. Okay. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's an interesting conversation.
It's an interesting conversation. Yeah. And I think ultimately there's no right or wrong. But it does come down to the individual situation.
Yeah, like, you need to have trust in your partner.
We are social media
people.
You know, we're involved in content.
Like our job is to engage with other people.
You know, whether it's a girl from wherever or if it's a guy from somewhere else. You know, we see maybe like a witty caption or you know, you made an effort to like look for the good lighting.
Yeah.
And we're not liking it because, hey, you know, let me send this person, hey, I'm looking at you on Instagram.
Yeah. We're just like, sick picture. Yeah.
We're supporting. I might even throw in a fire emoji in there.
Yeah. Like, and to be fair, like your job, you literally shoot women in bikinis like for a living. Like,
no,
not for a living, but like some shoots that you do.
That is a revenue stream of my freelance career.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I've never had a problem with that. And like, you'll literally go and hype them up. Be like, yes, girl, slay or whatever.
No, I would never say that. I would never say that. But I'd say
no. He'd be like fire or like whatever. Go. Yeah. Let's
or something
go.
along
like
those lines.
That
slay girl, get it, queen.
No, but like none of that bothers me. That doesn't bother me at all. Like I'll literally comment and be like, literally what Alex said. Like you freaking look bomb. But you know.
This is something that we've grown into. We have not always been like this. There's been times that I've put. Not a hard eyes because that's a little too much. Yeah, that's but much. I'll put like the star eyes, like wow. Like to me the star eyes emoji is like wow. You know, like this is great. So I have put that in the past for a girl, and you're like you made a very snarky comment like, oh, why don't you just tell this girl something? And I'm like,
when we got back together.
Yeah, we were back together.
Oh, maybe I don't think so. Like I don't remember
in a friendship, which.
Yeah,
proves the toxicity.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was.
Like if we're just friends, like why are you making comments like that?
No, but I think that going through each other's phones, like on that same topic, or like Instagrams and stuff, like I don't think, like I haven't gone through your phone since we got back together, which was like years ago.
Yeah.
Like, well, and I don't see a need to because like I trust you fully, and it's not like I don't need to, you know. Okay,
no, and in that note, so I want to say the story now that I wanted to say about going through each other's phones. One of the toxic times that we took apart and we were broken up, we remained friends. This was, I think this was after or before like our 6 months, 7 months no talking. I think it was after.
So this was like
just post like not talking to each other for 6, 7 months. We kind of rekindled. We were getting into the flow of it.
2019, 2018. No. Because COVID was 2020.
Right after COVID.
Oh, right after COVID.
Right after COVID, when we started kind of talking, we had like a little friends, like a little Secret Santa with our friends.
Okay,
at my own house.
Yeah. It's like COVID time. Mm-hmm.
Right after COVID, like right in the transition where everything started opening back up. I remember thinking to myself, like, okay, you know, during those 6, 7 months, I did miss Nina a lot.
Obviously.
You know, as my best friend, like, because more than just a lover, like, I consider you my best friend during those periods, during that time. And the time apart was me like, okay, we really have to take time apart because if not, we're never going to get over each other and we're never going to be able to move on. So I said, we needed that time.
That was his biggest L.
Okay, but we're not going to talk about that. I remember we started rekindling our friendship. You know, we still hadn't made anything official. But I remember thinking like, wow, like, you know, she's grown up a lot. She's matured a lot. I've grown up a lot, matured a lot, and I'm ready to like take on like, I started really debating myself whether or not, and I was like, it's really time. And I remember during that time, it was the day of the Secret Santa. You were at my house.
Oh, you can't put this on me.
It's 100% on you. That little giggle. Hey, so... you know, we were preparing, you were helping me prepare the house for our friends to come over. We were going to do a gift exchange.
Yeah.
So I go to pick up some supplies from the grocery store. Mm-hmm. You want to tell everybody what you did in the meantime?
Yeah, he told me to...
Do you want to tell everybody what you did?
Yeah, you literally left me alone with your computer open and your messages dinging.
You read my
Obviously,
iMessages.
I went through his messages.
You went through my messages.
Yeah, I did.
Right. Exactly.
It was not
And
nice.
what happened? You didn't like what you saw.
Yeah, no. Yeah, because you were being...
I was dating other people.
Okay, whatever.
We were apart for 6, 7 months. You did the same thing.
No, because at that time, like we weren't together, so it was toxic. But, like, I'm saying that like I went through your phone or through your messages on your computer because I was like, okay, I'm starting to like catch feelings for this guy again. Let me like see where his head's at.
So
Let me like see what he's doing. And
you
I
read
was
messages from a month
2
ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, whatever. It happened so fast with us that I was at the point where I was ready
it was
to
like day to day.
Ready to leave, you know, my
my
side chicks behind, and I was ready to commit to you again.
Yeah.
And then that happened, and I'm like, absolutely not, never in a million years. And I'm like, this is never gonna happen. So then we went another month
because
or
he got
two
caught
without talking. I got caught being a single man.
Yeah, you should know.
You activated your girlfriend powers then again and tried to blame me for talking to other women, which I was allowed to do in my legal American right.
Okay, but that's not even like that's like doesn't like. It doesn't. No, you're wrong.
It proves how toxic that is because
that's true.
Because you shouldn't have seen that. Like if that, you know.
No, but to be fair, in relationships,
got married last year
like he's not saying like you're not
December.
saying that when you're together you shouldn't go through his phone because you might find something that's like incriminating. Like that's not it. Like when we're together, like we trust each other enough that like there's nothing on there. Like you can literally go through my messages right now. Are you gonna catch it?
Of course I'm gonna catch it.
It's literally my mom and Joanna. Those are gonna be my top 2 messages.
That's
so like I literally don't care.
All right.
And probably like
who the hell is Spotify? Oh, Spotify. Okay.
And it's a bunch of like
who's Chase?
spam.
Who the hell is Chase?
Chase, my bank.
Oh. Okay.
JP Morgan. Chase.
All right, it's clean.
Yeah, I know. Obviously.
You have a lot of unread messages though.
I know. I hate opening them.
But yeah, I guess to conclude, you know, I guess especially during times where you're not fully dating, it's very toxic to do that.
No, but I think when you're in a relationship,
there should be 1,000% transparency.
Yeah,
like you should be able to take my phone at any time and read my messages, and I should be able to do the same.
And it shouldn't be where like we know that about each other and we have that trust, but like if like God forbid a girl messages you, you have to delete it right away because you know that I will go through your phone.
Yeah.
You know, like you shouldn't have to live
that's
in
the worst
like you shouldn't have to live in fear that you're like some girl sent you a DM, not about like flirting or whatever, just like, hey, can you recommend a restaurant? You know, I'm not gonna be like, who is that?
Right.
And like you're not gonna feel the need to even bother deleting that message because like it does like if I went through his messages and saw a girl ask him for restaurant recommendations, like okay, I'll be like, babe, tell him a good spot, you know, like
send her my PDF.
Yeah, like I literally have a list. Like send her the list. Like it's just a maturity thing. It's a trusting, and it's a non-insecure thing.
I agree.
Like if you're insecure, then that's like when you have to question every single girl that you follow and every single girl that you DM. So moral of the story: don't be insecure.
Don't be insecure.
Don't date men that suck.
If you got nothing to hide,
don't
then
date
leave your password unlocked.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to let them go through your phone.
Yeah, we literally have the same iPhone password.
Yeah, we do. That's kind of dumb, but.
Well, I changed it to match his, but yeah.
Well, it's a great password. You gotta.
I know. We're not telling you that.
All right. Well, great conversation.
Yeah, it was a good convo. And I think it'll be like interesting to hear people's thoughts about.
Yeah, please,
that.
please. If you guys have thoughts and opinions on this topic, not just on this one, but on the other topics that we talked about too.
Yeah.
You know, whether
share
friends in
and
a
actually send us like DMs
and
about it too, because we'll like to get into it.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, in a good way.
Let's do it. Our links are down below.
Really quick. We're gonna be gone. We're gonna be in Disney. He surprised me with a Valentine's gift to Disney, and we wanted to film this podcast today before we took off for the weekend. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's about wraps it up. Next time we see you, I'll be a certified Disney girl.
What we're doing at the end of every episode is we're pulling out one of these We're Not Really Strangers couples editions. We should really be sponsored by these guys because we've been plugging them.
I know. I'm
but
gonna tag
the only
them.
reason I'm so insistent on using this is because if you're in a relationship, whether you're just dating or if you are married, or you know, I think some of these questions are a little weird to play with your friends, but you probably could. Some of them you could, but it does wonders to spark very deep and
conversations
and bonding conversations that, you know, I'd be
meant to be had.
Remiss if I didn't have the opportunity to
All right, let's do
share
it.
it with everybody.
Pick a card.
Am I picking? You picked last time, right?
Yeah.
Let's
I don't
go
want to
with
reach over.
number one. I know you like number one.
I like number one.
Perception. Write down how many times a week you think your partner would like to have sex.
I don't know.
Don't write it down, just say it.
Like every day?
Every day?
I don't know.
Twice a day?
That's a lot. But yeah, I think every day.
Morning and at night.
Sure.
Every day, except on your time of the month.
Yeah.
But even then, showers. All right, and that does it for this episode of... I was about to say, we're not really strangers. All right, we really need to get sponsored by them.
Yeah.
Thank you for being frank with us today. We're doing new episodes whenever we feel like it. And so far, we're on a roll. So
yes.
Be expecting
Thank you guys for tuning in. We love you all. And Andrea, I know you're watching this.
Shout out to our Patreon users.
Shout out to Andrea.
Yeah. God bless America.
All right. Bye. Rips off Mike.
Farts loudly into Mike.